remove you first. I'll add you. I'll add you once I start. All right, everybody, here we go. We are live. I think you guys heard me talking to my guest there off air. We are live. This is the Joe Kilgallon podcast. Thank you, everyone, for a big shout out to all the YouTube supporters. I always like to give a big thanks to everyone who subscribes to the YouTube channel. It's been a big week, so big thanks to everyone who's been checking it out. This is a very fun one. I'm very excited for today's podcast. As always, at the bottom, you can see who I'm talking about. I left the banner up. I'm so excited that I'm messing up already. But we are talking about the Free Britney movement. And when I heard about this, I thought, damn it, I need to get this person on as a guest because they're like the biggest Britney Spears fan I know. Without further ado, returning to the podcast for the third time now, Netflix special called The Degenerates. Sorry, I can't talk as always. The Degenerates on Netflix. Check that out. Comedy Central half hour. Been on Seth Meyers. You love her. Everyone check it out. Check out the one and only Liza Treyger. What up, Liza?
What's up? Thrilled to be here.
Sorry for that half-assed intro.
It wasn't half-assed at all.
Too many things going on. I got excited.
I'm thrilled with the intro. Thrilled to be here. And that's that.
Hell yeah. So listen, I last week on my podcast did a really, not stupid thing, but you know that video of Britney Spears on TikTok was floating around? And it's just her kind of like posing and walking off camera and posing again. And a whole lot of people were like, what's going on with Britney Spears? I talked about that video on the podcast last week. And I was under the impression that she just didn't know what the hell TikTok was because the song she chose has a specific dance routine to it. It's very popular on TikTok. It's this whole choreographed thing. You know how TikTok is, right? And I just made fun of the fact that she probably has like a bad posse, like people around her who were like, oh, you should get on TikTok. And then I posted that video. I got comments from people. Luckily, they didn't call me a complete asshole, but they were like, dude, Google Free Britney. You need to look into this. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. And it was several comments. So I'm thinking, what the hell did I stumble upon? I Google it. Britney Spears needs our help, Lisa. She is apparently kind of like a prisoner in her own world. And it's really like a sad situation. I know you as being like one of the biggest Britney Spears fans I've ever come across. As a matter of fact, last time I saw you do stand-up, you asked a random woman in the audience when Britney Spears' birthday was. She knew, and I thought, oh, wow, those two are going to be best friends for life now.
I actually just ordered a Britney Spears mask.
Oh, really? Like
snake. She has the snake. And then I got another one that's the nanny, Fran Drescher.
Oh, those are good ones. I'm, standard. Actually, I have the Cat in the Hat, which my kid likes, so that's kind of cool.
I'm excited to have a good mask.
I think that's big now because we got to wear them, so you got to be a little bit fashionable about it.
So I'll be honest. So the last I really thought about Britney, I pay attention on Instagram. So I'm echoing back at me, and it's killing me.
You'll turn your volume down a little bit. Yeah.
Is that what I have to do?
I think so.
I truly was like an autistic kid.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. No, you sound good, but I know what it's like when it's like loud in your ears. I think everybody everyone on YouTube and everybody across the podcasting world is understanding that it's going to be an adjustment period because everybody's doing podcasts on Zoom or StreamYard or whatever. So there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period of like echoes and whatnot. I condensed the audio a little bit last week, so it's much better than previous weeks.
So sad. Okay, so I was really happy for her. Like, she performs for people that love to see her. I thought she was a good mom. It seemed like she might have been into pills, but like it seemed like her life was good. And then lately it's been like, no, the dad is bad, the family is bad, they're doing fucked up shit in court. And yeah, fill me in.
All right, so yeah, it all kind of started with that TikTok video that went viral of her just not knowing what's going on. And then there was another thing where someone commented on one of her Instagram posts, Brittany, if you need help, wear yellow in your next video. And in her next video, she was wearing a yellow, like, goldish shirt. So everyone's like, what the fuck? All right, so here, let me give you the People Magazine's article. And I've cross-referenced some stuff here. All right, I'm going to read a little bit, everybody, so bear with me. Amid Britney Spears' ongoing wellness treatment, a group touting the Free Britney movement has emerged. So-called fans of the 37-year-old Piece of Me singer, why do they use Piece of Me? She's got like way better hits than that one. Call her the Toxic Singer or I don't know.
Baby One More Time.
How Baby One More Time? Yeah, there's so many classics, right?
I wanna go all the way. I mean, she's so good.
like, I didn't mention this. You're a big Britney fan. She was maybe my first, like, high school thinking about type of thing. You know what I mean? Not to get gross with it. But
have we talked about this already? So to me, Britney in her prime, to me, is like, no one is hotter. Britney in her prime, to me, is the hottest person ever. And then Ashley Dalton gave me a good other answer. She said Pamela Anderson in her prime. And I'll accept that as an answer.
Now I feel like we have talked about this because I believe I told you, well, we could reiterate, why not? I believe I told you that I had a Pamela Anderson poster on my wall from the movie Barbed Wire, which was like her first starring movie that, of course, everyone hated. It got panned by critics. I think she got nominated for like a Razzie, which is like Worst Actress Award. But I had a poster of her, and next to that poster I had Yasmin Bleeth. Now this would have been like 6th grade to 8th grade. But then high school rolls around. There was a Mr. Submarine right next to my high school, and they had like a gumball type machine, but it came out stickers, and it was Britney Spears stickers. And I would like almost every day for like 2 weeks go and get like a Britney sticker, and my whole inside of my locker were Britney Spears stickers. And then the seniors liked me.
Stickers. Oh, the seniors liked you because you were jerking it to Britney?
Yeah, that means you're cool. If you're a senior guy and you see a freshman and you know he's got a strong like jerk off game, especially like who he's choosing, that's just like a respect thing among guys. We're weird like that.
Okay, you're not making this up for jokes?
No, I'm not. I really, the senior guys were like, hey.
If you respect someone who they jerk off to, you're gonna like them?
In a way, if I meet someone who like they give me like, it's kind of like ordering at a restaurant. When someone kind of hits you with something where you're like, ooh, that sounds delicious, but I didn't really see that coming. Those dudes, we're high school, so high school, a double cheeseburger is a cool order. But say you're out with someone and they're like, I'm going to get a steak salad, medium rare, add this, and this. And you're like, all right, that's kind of cool. But, all right. It's kind of like a choice.
When I was a waitress, a kid got garlic shrimp, and I fucking loved it. I still talk about it. I, loved that this little kid got shrimp.
So, garlic shrimp would be like, who would garlic shrimp be? I don't know, like Megan Fox.
As a sexy woman?
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Megan Fox.
Megan Fox is a good one. She was on the show New Girl, and I've been watching reruns of New Girl again. You ever watch New Girl?
Not really, no.
One of the most underrated sitcoms of the last decade or so. Very good. Highly recommend.
Do you know that I was in Hannah Simone's TV pilot last year?
I did not know that, and I'm a huge fan of hers. She's very funny and cool.
Yeah, I played her goofy best friend.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm pissed that didn't get picked up because you're great and she's
so fun.
better.
And not to go wild, but you know who else was in it? Daphne from Frasier.
Oh, yeah, the English woman.
Yeah.
Who was also in that Seinfeld episode with the whole, she was a virgin.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the guy who was the terrorist in True Lies, he was the dad.
Oh, okay. His name eludes me right now.
I know. It was just like fucking so cool. And then the girl in Legally Blonde who's the brunette, like the friend.
Oh, yeah. She's in stuff. She wasn't she. I know, but the other one that was the friend, wasn't she though? Yeah, she was also in Waiting. Wasn't she like a mean
I love
waitress?
That movie.
That is an underrated movie. So fucking good. The movie. Everyone listening, if you haven't seen the movie Waiting, check that shit out.
But yeah, I was Hannah's fun friend, and I wore sweatpants, and I got a dog, and I had a stunt double.
For what stunt?
I had to hang out of a car and get an envelope from a car driving towards me, and they chained me up into the car, and I did it. But then some shots were just too dangerous to get.
I see. That makes you can't. It's a big lawsuit. They can't risk that.
It was so cool though. I got to hang out of a car.
Did the stunt double look exactly like you?
I have a photo. I'll send it to you. She looked like me for sure.
That's pretty cool. When I was on Chicago Med, they made a dummy of me. I don't know if I ever showed you that picture. Because you were dead. Yeah, because they cut my chest open and do some operation type stuff. So they made a carbon copy of me. Do you get to keep your No,
body?
I totally asked them. I go, what are you guys going to do with this fake body? Can I have? I think they recycle the material. They might take the arms and put on someone else. I'm like, give me the head. I'll take the head.
I always try to steal something. Always.
I usually just steal food from craft services.
That
load
was a given.
Load up the backpack. Yeah, you got to. I'm trying to think if I took anything from the set of Chicago.
You know what? On the Hannah pilot, they had the Annie's Bunny fruit snacks, and that was so good.
Those are top notch. Was she cool?
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
It was really fun. It was like one of the best experiences in my career for sure.
Yeah, she's great on the show New Girl, so you should definitely check that out.
And on top of it, I knew the writers were so cool, the wardrobe was so cool, and then they put me up at a hotel. So I lived like Eloise. I lived in a hotel for a month, and they gave me a car. I was like, it's like I won the lottery.
Damn, I wish that would have got picked up.
I had a per diem. I was just like, that's when I decided to move to LA. I'm like, this is the life. I just yeah, it was very cool.
All right, well, I would love
Sorry,
to.
is that weird?
No, we're gonna pepper that in.
Is that Hollywood Insider weird?
No, I love that shit. I think people listening
That's why I was
love
telling
Hollywood
you, because I
Insider
know
shit.
that you like actors and.
Well, I like the ones that are good people, and I think she's really good in the show New Girl, so
yeah.
It's pretty awesome. All right, well, I do want us to keep the focus on Britney real quick.
Please fill me in, because I feel like a bad fan and a bad supporter for not fully knowing it.
I'm glad you're going to get this fresh, because it'll blow your mind. I get to witness it blowing your mind.
I'm sad. I think a part of me is scared to find out.
All right, well, here we go. So-called fans of the 37-year-old Piece of Me singer, again, so stupid, have questioned the circumstances around the pop star's decision to seek treatment, believing that Spears is being held against her own will. On Monday night, a crowd of fans gathered in protest outside of West Hollywood City Hall, right by you. Not that she lives by City Hall, everybody. It's the internet. I'm not giving that away, but you're in LA, so it's by you. Everything's by you in LA. Everything's 20 minutes in LA. Clueless. Demanded Spears' release, according to the YouTube live stream of the event. Earlier this month, a source told people that Spears had checked into a facility for all-encompassing wellness treatment, that's vague, to take time for herself while caring for her father, Jamie, who was hospitalized in November 2018 after his colon spontaneously ruptured. That's fucking gross. It sucks. She recognized she needed to focus on her own health and sought treatment. A source close to the situation said no one forced her to go. See, no one believes this, though. And let me get into some more. They believe she has what is called a conservator.
Yeah.
Now, you know what a conservator is?
Yeah, but in the beginning, and maybe I'm just a mark, and I gave into the PR, but I just thought that this was good and she was fine with it, and that she's so rich. I'm sure she got to spend tons of money, and I was hoping that the people in charge loved her.
Yeah, that's the worry, though, that the people in charge don't have Britney's best interest at heart.
Is Larry Rudolph still her manager?
I'm getting to that.
I always thought he was good.
But you never know with these fucking people sometimes. So, all right, so Spears' decision to seek treatment was largely met with support from her boyfriend, Sam Asghari. I'm pronouncing that wrong for sure. He's 25. She's 37. Nice job, Britney. I'm not pro big age gaps, but I feel like it's always the other way around, where it's some dude with a younger woman. We could all play these weird games, right? As long as it's legal, you fucking pervs out there listening. Okay, as well as her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, 41, who told Entertainment Tonight through his attorney that he commends Britney for recognizing that she needs to take a step back and that she has taken reasonable steps dealing with her situation in a responsible way. So far, this all seems like legit, But then, here's where it gets spicy, everybody. On April 16th, the hashtag #FreeBritney began to trend on social media, seemingly stemming from allegations made in what was billed as a special emergency episode of the fan podcast Britney's Gram, hosted by comedians, we know them, Tess Barker and Barbara Gray. All right. In the episode, the hosts claimed that they received an anonymous tip from a credible source. By the way, now that I know I didn't know these two were part of the breaking of it. Not that I have anything against either of them, but it makes me feel weirder being like, what the fuck do they know? You know what I mean? These are fellow comedians. We all don't know shit. Anyhow, they then played a voicemail from someone claiming to have been a paralegal working with an attorney connected to the conservatorship. It's a fucked up word to me. Conservatorship? Weird word. Anyway, it's a bad word. Who alleged that Spears had entire treatment against her will. All right, so far they got a voicemail. On the leaked voicemail, the anonymous tipster claimed Jamie discovered his daughter, who had been rehearsing for her Domination Vegas show, had allegedly not been taking her medications as prescribed. So I think it's like they found out she wasn't taking pills, and they're like, we're going to run shit. And that's what sounds sad as hell to me. Are you okay, Lisa?
Yeah,
are you mad that it's a slow build? Are you mad that this is a slow build?
No, I'm upset about all this.
Okay, and then the tipster claimed that Jamie pulled the show and instructed her team to blame it on his own ongoing health struggles. The podcast's source also claimed that although an announcement was made in April, Spears has actually been in treatment since January. The claims made in the podcast have not been corroborated. Corroborated? I have not read out loud in a long time.
I did. Did you see this on TikTok? Since you're a TikTok person, I don't have TikTok yet. But a guy who was her photographer or something and traveled with her back in the day has like a letter from her. And I watched one part of the video and I haven't been able to watch the rest. Have you?
I only saw the video where it showed her doing the dance and the guy's commenting on, for everyone making fun of her, here's what you need to know. And it's basically that she has no control over her life whatsoever. The conservatorship is like just running her stuff. They give her like an allowance. Apparently the allowance is kind of shit too for how much she has. I mean, the allowance would be fantastic for you or I. It's like $1,500 a week. Don't get me wrong. I'm not scoffing at that.
It cannot be $1,500 a week. It needs to be like $5 million a month.
Pretty much, because that's what she's worth. But
she's worth, I'm sure, over $100 million.
Well, let's find out. I'll open up a second tab just for you. I love looking up celebrity net worth, don't you? Sometimes I wonder how accurate it is.
I'm like kind of stoned, and I'm looking at this, and it's so hard not to partake.
Was it just giant double bubble?
Yeah, but it's like I'm not going to chew on the mic, but I'm just like looking at this giant thing.
All right, Britney Spears net worth, everybody. 2024 has her at $215 million. Yeah. So yeah, your $5 million a month comes out to $60 million, which is like not even a quarter of what she's worth. So yeah, now would it be a quarter?
Like it can't be $1,500. Hopefully that's $150,000 a week.
I don't know. That's what I've been told. Yeah, so okay, back to the Free Britney movement. There's more details coming, everybody. I think just what's crazy about it is how everybody is, when you read it, you're like, holy shit, someone needs to like save her. So, all right, since entering treatment, Spears has been spotted on several outings, including a trip to get her roots and extensions done at an LA hair salon, spending time with her boyfriend on Easter Sunday. Okay, that's nice. Most recently, Spears stepped out in Santa Monica on Tuesday with her bodyguard and assistant to grab frozen yogurt at Go Greek Yogurt. I'm not a fan of Greek yogurt. Frozen yogurt's where it's at. Okay, a source previously explained to people that as part of the treatment process, people are encouraged to keep up with some of their usual routines. See, everyone's saying, all right, the same day Spears resurfaced on social media to assure fans that she was doing okay. She goes, "Hi guys, just checking in with all of you concerned about me," the pop star said in a video shared on her Instagram last Tuesday evening. "All is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal. Don't worry, I'll be back very soon," Spears added. And then she wanted to say, like in the comment, "I want to say hi, things have gotten out of control. Wow, there's rumors, death threats to my family and my team." This is all from her like Instagram. "And I'm trying to take a moment to myself, but everything that's happening is just making it harder for me. Don't believe everything you read. These fake emails everywhere were crafted by Sam Lufty years ago." Who's Sam Lufty? Do you know, Liza?
I feel it's an ex.
Sounds like an ex-boyfriend, right? I'm going to have to. I'm sorry, everybody. I wish I would have done a little bit more homework on some of these names.
I think you got to look stuff up. I mean, that's why you have your probably set up. Do you have two computers right now?
I got my phone and then my computer I'm doing this off of.
Wow.
Sam Lufty is a film producer. He's 45. Britney Spears granted a restraining order against Sam Lufty.
Whoa. Yeah,
this is from May 10th, 2019, so, a year and a couple months ago. The order was issued by the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, orders Lufty to stay 200 yards away from the singer and to not make disparaging public statements about Spears, her family, her conservator, or her current manager. So she had a conservator in 2019, according to this CNN article.
She's had one for forever.
It's a weird thing, a conservator. I would
say like 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Like, I don't know what time is anymore, but she's had a conservatorship for a long time, I think.
So who's the conservator? Her manager?
I thought it was her dad, and then her dad got sick, and I thought the bad guys were the people that are like fighting over to get the money.
Damn.
I just feel bad for her. I just feel like she was so disrespected by the media and by people, and it's just like fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when she did the whole head shaving thing, I thought people reacted poorly to that. If that would have happened, when was that? Like 2006 or something? That was a long time ago. We forget how long ago.
I don't know if her kids are that big though yet. Maybe they are.
I feel like let's see, her
No,
children.
there's no way, bro.
Well, let's see. I'll find out. I had the numbers, the age is just in front of me. No, it doesn't say the age, but her kids are Sean and Jaden. They've got to be 10 and 12, maybe? When she was 25?
I don't know. How old were you when your wife had kids?
Let's see. We were both 32. We were both 32 and 34.
No way.
As planned. Yep. We planned the shit out of those pregnancies. Which we were very fortunate, you know. There was no issues or anything like that. Let's see. Britney is 38. I keep saying she's 37. Her children are... One was born... What the fuck? It doesn't even say.
Why don't you just Google, like, year she shaved her head?
Well, here, I'll just go to this. All right. In January 2008, Spears refused to relinquish custody of her sons to federal lands representatives. She was hospitalized at Cedars-Sinai after police... So it was 2008 this happened. After police arrived at her house and noted she appeared to be under the influence of unidentified substance. This probably just means pills, right? The following day, Spears' visitation rights were suspended at an emergency court hearing. And Federline was given sole physical and legal custody of their children. She was committed to a psychiatric ward, blah, blah, blah. The following month, though, I remember this shit. Spears guest starred in How I Met Your Mother episode 10 Sessions as receptionist Abby. She was really good in that. She received positive reviews for her performance. Damn right, I just said she was really good in that. And bringing the series its highest ratings ever. The woman just makes money, people. In July 2008, Spears regained some visitation rights after coming into agreement with Federline and his counsel. All right, let's see. When does the fucking conservatorship start, though?
It's just, like, so sad. It was like... We loved her videos, and inside she was just, like, being fucked with by everybody.
Well, the album Circus came out in 2008, like, at the end of 2008.
I just can't believe... Like, time doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it anymore.
About how quickly shit goes by?
Yeah, like, I don't think that seems like yesterday, but 2008 seems like so far away.
Here we go. I knew it was an attorney, too. Sorry about that. Conservatorship of her father, James Spears, and attorney Andrew Wallet. What a name for an attorney. Wallet. Giving them complete control of her assets. And that's the thing now. And that's why people were fucking going nuts. All this shit started. All right, everybody listening right now.
Why won't they just relinquish control to her? Why can't she just have her money?
They don't know. I don't know. And it's like a fucked up thing because I don't think she's been diagnosed with anything. That's what's killing people. They're like, all right, she went nuts, but does she have bipolar? Does she have like some sort of split personality thing? Does she have like this weird, severe like depression that manifests into rage? Because, you know, obviously she went nuts over that one thing. Yeah, and no, it fucking sucks. What happened to the good old days when people like Britney were in headlines because they forgot to wear panties on the red carpet? Like, those were like fun times. Then it gets into like this deep shit, you know? Oh, wait, hold on a second. We got some comments. Hold on. This good person here. Six, the entity says it was theater. It was distraction from Jamie Lynn's pregnancy with Dan Schneider's baby.
I think she was still going through stuff. I don't think it was fake. And we all know
December
that
December 20th, 2007, interview with OK Magazine. Sorry to mean to cut you off there, Liza. Spears announced that she was pregnant. So, okay.
I can't believe it.
That seems...
But I guess it makes sense because in junior high, Baby One More Time came out. And I guess in college is when... You're right, because for Halloween one year, I dressed up as, like, Britney hiding from paparazzi with her babies.
So if I was having impure thoughts about Britney when I was a freshman, so I'm thinking 14 going on 15... You are when you're a freshman, right? That's 1999. She's 3 years older than me, so she would have been 17. And then 10 years later, in 2009, she's 27. See, that's the thing about time. You forget that shit. Like, a decade seems like a long period of time, but if someone's 17 to 27, you're like, oh, 27's still young as hell.
Yeah.
Like, 27's still young to be, like, one of the richest women on the planet at that time. Because that album that came out in 2009.
So is there anyone on her side? Like, can she get a new lawyer? Why can't she fight against it?
Because it sounds like
she's just trapped. Like, she doesn't have a phone.
Part of the whole movement is that the whole free her is that they think she's being held against her own will, where she can't. Like, even the statement that was made, I was reading ahead a little bit. People believe it's bullshit. People believe that, like, the conservator, you know, the Wallet guy, Andrew Wallet,
Did
and
you
her
watch
dad
the
are
Black
in that.
Mirror with Miley Cyrus?
No, I didn't see that, but
Ashley,
people are referencing that.
They are. That's what just came to me. I'm with the crowds, the masses.
So what's that episode about? Break it down for me.
Basically, it's like Ashley, and she's purple wig, like amazing pop star. And her aunt has control over her, and I think all of her other family is dead or something. But she is in full control. She can't do anything. And then I don't remember ever. Oh, and then so they make a robot Ashley. And this girl and her sister and dad are characters, and she gets this robot version of Ashley, and it's her best friend. And then something happens where they like make Ashley O brain dead, and while she's in the hospital, steal her songs to keep making money. But she's just like brain dead and laying. But her spirit went into one of the robot Ashley O dolls. And so the little
It's like some Chucky shit.
The little Ashley O robot and the girl like go in because the aunt is just evil, and they save the day. And like she finally is able to, like, she crashes the car at a convention and like calls everyone out. And then it's her playing at a rock club, being a rock and roll slutty bitch at the end, like her true spirit.
Okay, I gotta check that out. It's okay, so Black Mirror, Miley Cyrus. No, you sounded like it's good too. What up, Allie H? I love you too. All right.
Bitch.
So, Britney is Mickey Mouse Club royalty. Our guy G, the entity, says her life was signed away in the '80s. I mean, that could be. I don't doubt anything anymore.
I mean, she was on like Star Search. You know, her parents pushed her. She was doing talent shows. She was like out there.
It's so creepy. Age. Is there? Could we name?
Discussed. Everything was about.
Yeah, remember her virginity? That was nuts.
Eated 1,000 crunches a day. I always remember that.
Did Justin Timberlake take her V card, or was that just a rumor?
I doubt it, but that's like the story, and I don't know.
Why do you doubt it?
But why? I think she was fucking.
But wouldn't you mean she would have been about that age, 16? Justin Timberlake was 16.
Maybe it was him. I just think it's fucked up that it was even talked about.
Oh no, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
Like a discussion for public fodder is just like bonkers. And to have parents that are like, and not to fully connect it, I don't think this is totally it. But with all the Epstein and this Gwendolyn, how do you say her name?
I can't say her fucking name either.
Maxwell, and like just all the pedophilia and fucking and Disney stars and people going nuts, and it's like, I think shit's dark.
It's dark as hell. Do you see there's a photo?
I know this is a comp, you have a little like shamrock in the corner. It's so cute.
I needed a logo, so I just stole a shamrock. But no, I don't fucking. The podcast is supposed to be like bar talk. You have some drinks, you talk about all the crazy shit that's going on. Some of it's funny, some of it's deep, some of it's dark. And right now we're going into the fucked up. We are going into the fucked up as hell.
Like, I bet there's producers or photographers or music video directors. Like, I bet weird shit happened.
Yeah, I mean, people are agreeing with you right now. We got another comment from G. Yeah, they did hypersexualize her. And real quick, everyone, I know I was alluding to the fact that I was jerking it to her.
We were teens.
I was 14. I was allowed to.
We're allowed to have crushes.
I was younger than her. Yeah, that's totally fine. But yeah, the media doing it, I totally had a flashback. I had this Rolling Stone magazine. How young was she in the cover of that Rolling Stone? She's got the lollipop. She's like, yeah, is it bikini? Is it even bikini or was it lingerie? She's like laying on a bed with a lollipop and like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's messed up.
She was low-rise heaven. I mean, she is pop star everything, and
she was the first woman I ever saw that had those dimples in the lower back. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
We found out. Natalie Jose, her and I did a show in Fort Myers back in like 2014 or 2015, and it was a comedy club above a tilted kilt. And a tilted kilt, they wear like, it's like a Hooters, but they try to wear like... I know
what tilted kilt is. I've been to one in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, well, there you go. So people listening around the world, if you don't know what a tilted kilt is, it's like a Scottish Hooters, where they just like wear like that kind of like kilted, but like...
They get it.
They might not. I've got listeners in India. What's up, India? So here we go.
Do you?
I do, yeah, for real.
Cool.
And it's pretty cool, right? That the girl had like the dimples, and Natalie's like, "What workout do you do to get those?" And she's like, "I genetics, I think. Like, there's no workout you can do to get back dimples, in case anyone's wondering. But Britney had them.
Yeah, she's so many iconic performances, but I think she loved to dance, and I think she still does, but the dances are weird. But the Instagram's been kind of weird for a while, and it's just been like, I just didn't think it was so dark and sinister, and I was obviously being naive.
And, well, you know what it's making me realize as a whole? Is there anyone who was famous as a teen that has normal parents? I don't think so.
I'm sure. I want to believe there are for sure, but I don't know.
It's because I was talking about Michael Jackson on the podcast like a week or two ago, because it wasn't even a week ago. It was like last week, because someone said whatever age you become famous. This is an old saying. It's not pertains to Michael Jackson.
It's in BoJack Horseman too.
Is it? You heard that? Whatever age you become famous is like the age your brain stays in or whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was in BoJack
Diane,
Horseman.
one of the characters in BoJack, is like, oh, well, I'm not famous. I just wrote a book, but I'm not like famous, which is funny. And then the director goes, oh, but you're married. It's not even about fame. It's like when you have constant love and adoration and people love you for who you are, and like what you become stupid. So it's not just fame. And that was BoJack's kind of point in that show.
I got to get back on that show. I was really into it when it first came out, like the first season.
I love it. Dude, it's the smartest it's so good. I'm a
big Will Arnett fan, and I know they always got like really good people to do voices on that show.
The voices, the animation, the jokes, the darkness, the story. I mean, BoJack is like on the level of Veep and Seinfeld of like greatest shows in The Simpsons. That's how I feel.
Those are three big ones. I need to give a shout out to someone. Side note, everybody. I've had her on the podcast before. A friend of mine, really good comedian, Rebecca Gibson. She's never seen an episode of The Simpsons in her life. You just mentioned The Simpsons, so I'm bringing this up.
Yeah.
And she's starting a podcast where she's going to watch every Simpsons episode, basically, and like go over them. And I'm like, my friend Liza Treyger, if you ever have guests, I don't know if she's having guests. She doesn't like release an episode yet, but you would like her. Rebecca's cool.
She should also jump around.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going like in order, because that's insane. Yeah. Was it like 700 episodes or something?
It's just like, I would like maybe do by themes or hop around.
I told her to do themes. And that's what's cool about Disney Plus. Disney Plus has broken The Simpsons into like themes. You can do like the music
Disney
episodes.
Plus? Oh yeah, they have a sports one. Did you go to that?
I didn't do this. Yeah, I did, because I wanted to watch the one where they did the softball team. That's one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. Yes. Because when I was a kid, I thought it was fantastic when they did like the Daryl chant, and Daryl Strawberry just has the one tear going down his eye. Perfect. But no, I was thinking about like Michael Jackson's family. Obviously, we know how fucked up his dad was. I think this, like Ashley and Jessica Simpson, their dad's a freaking weirdo creep. It just feels like a lot. Katy Perry, Macaulay Culkin, like divorced his parents. It seems like a lot of these, when they become like young superstars, have these crazy parents around them. Even in the world of sports, there's like some fucked up moms and dads. Yeah. Remember Olympic gymnast, everyone, Dominique Moceanu, who I had a big crush on. Which, again, I was allowed to. We were like the same age. No, she was a little older than me, because this was the 96 Olympics. I had a poster of her on my wall. She divorced her parents. This is an old conversation that Megan Gailey and I had on our old sports podcast. But I don't ever miss a chance to bring it up, because it's still one of the most fucked up things I've ever read in my life. She divorces her parents, right? Because her parents were really fucked up. She then finds out that she has a sister. Her sister was born without like full legs. She had like half legs. And her parents, who had means, gave that sister up for adoption. Just because they didn't want to deal with a kid with a disability. Which is like fucking, as a parent, that makes me sick to my stomach. You know what I mean? Because that means these people are just bad people. How do you have a child and not like love it the same as any child? You know what I mean? They could have totally taken care of this kid, but they were like, seems like a hassle. No thanks. But anyway, which just shows you the genetics of the daughter who was born with a disability. She gets adopted by a family and goes in. She becomes like this amazing trapeze artist. She could do like flips off of shit and like does all sorts of. She's really incredible. She grew up idolizing Dominique Moceanu because she was a fan of gymnastics, and that was her favorite member of the U.S. Olympic team. And then years later finds out that the girl she idolized is her fully blooded sister. 100% blood, same mom, same dad. Isn't that fucking insane?
Are they friends now? And
yeah, they're sisters. They get along great. They're tight as hell because they both have something in common. They hate their shitty ass parents. Wow. Fucked up, right? I think these people, they have kids as their
Yeah,
meal
there's
ticket.
a quote that I'm on the internet. I'm on my phone 12 hours a day. It's really like fucked up. But everything I talk about is in memes. It's like memes or Netflix. Like I don't even have a grasp of reality anymore.
I'm slightly worried about you now, Lisa. Should we free Lisa? Should this what this be about?
I'm freed. I do have to pee though, and I have to run away. Like, and I have to. I'm a really fast peer.
Go pee. I'll talk to everybody. I'll say what's up. Allie H, how are you? G, the entity. I like that name. That's a good YouTube name. I feel like there's not some. We had someone on the chat about a month ago. I think it was made up name. I think it was some friend of mine from the neighborhood who was being a dick. He went by Thunder Cunt Smith, which was a little funny, a little immature but funny. G, the entity says, I wish Britney's Las Vegas gig blew up. Did it not you mean like blow up like didn't happen, or like you wish it was like more popular? Because I thought it was pretty popular. Because sometimes when you hear something blows up, you're like, oh, like their show blew up. That means like a lot of people like got millions of fans or something like that. So I'm not sure what you meant there. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, there's something with these famous people who became famous when they were kids. They have like these fucked up parents. And I remember seeing it once. I went to like my younger brother. There's a big age gap between me and my younger brother, like 10 years or so. I went to his Little League game. And these one parents were treating their one kid like, you got to make it, damn it. And I'm like, first of all, the kid's fucking 9. Let's chill out. All right. Also, this is sports. This is, genetically speaking, neither of you are over 5'6". This is you're banking a lot on him becoming the next, Ken Griffey Jr. I'm just saying. He's a white kid. I don't know why I chose Ken Griffey Jr. My favorite baseball player. But you know what I mean. I feel it's fucked up. There's a good documentary about that on Netflix where it talks about these parents of the kids, and I think it's called like, I don't know. You ever see a documentary on Netflix where it's all the parents of the psychos? Like these kids like who are like star athletes in high school, and it shows the parents, and every parent is just the biggest piece of shit.
Oh, I thought it was like Killer's parents.
No, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I would love that. Like people that are like, I just knew my kid was a sociopath and a killer, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Well, here's something, because I know you're busy and probably don't listen to a lot of my podcasts. I had an episode, just being a dick. I had an episode with Patty Vasquez, who I'm sure you know. But did you know this? Everyone go back. It's a couple episodes after this episode's over with. Her older brother was one of John Wayne Gacy's victims.
No
way. I know. It's fucking tragic, right? So that's crazy. John Wayne Gacy's got to be like, what, a top 5 serial killer of all time? It's weird to rank a serial killer like they're a basketball player, but
I know. Yeah. Oh, so the tweet or meme that I thought about was, it said like, if you're gonna be mad if your kid's gay or into certain things or has a disability, you shouldn't have a kid.
I would 100% agree with that.
Easy
100%.
way to know that you shouldn't have kids. I just wish less people had kids, even though I think you should have had kids and all my friends, but and the people that don't want to be parents shouldn't be parents.
I say that all the time. Like, I've never been one of those people to push other people into having kids. If I sense any doubt, I'm going to tell you don't do it. There's enough people. We have too many people, really. Yeah. There's more than enough people on the planet. So, but if you have that love in your heart, I say go for it, because I think we need more, Lisa, we need more smart people to have kids. Because all the smart people we know don't want to have kids, and yet they think the future is going to be bright. Every dipshit I know is pumping them out 3 at a time, and those dummies are going to eventually vote. So you got a whole thing going on there, where there's going to be like a deficit in knowledge going forward.
Stop just talking about idiocracy.
I got to rewatch that movie, because that movie's been talked about a lot lately.
Oh yeah, but it's like more fun. It's like a dumb society, but at least this is just so evil that idiocracy, you'll be jealous of idiocracy.
Oh God. Isn't Terry Crews the president, and people have been giving him shit lately?
Yes. Yeah,
and what did Chance the Rapper? Chance the Rapper said some shit recently too.
He was saying how he was gonna vote for Kanye and that Kanye's better, and why is Biden better? And it's like, I don't know. He was been in politics. And Kanye said he was anti-abortion and anti-vax. Like what are you talking about, Chance? Look, it's a pillow with the dog on it.
Oh, that's pretty nice. It's like, is that your dog? Your parents' dog too?
My sister's dog.
Oh, I don't know where you're staying. Are you at your sister's house or your parents?
My sister's.
Okay, cool.
And no one's here. And then you do that, and it
What does it do?
like do you see how the picture is different or no?
Oh, yeah, kind of like. Oh, okay, that's cool. Sweet pillow, everybody. Because you're listening to the audio of the podcast, you did not understand that. But check out the YouTube.
Oh, that sucks for them. No, it's good. They'll get it. It's a glitter pillow, flippy flops, double sided.
That reminds me, I was thinking about this conservator thing. I don't know how does she. Did they have her sign stuff where even if she came out and said, I want out of this shit, she's fucked? There's got to be some kind of legal way to get her out of this.
Well, if she's being held captive, it's like, I don't know how we're supposed to get to her.
The whole yellow shirt thing really got me going. I'm gonna type in Britney Spears yellow shirt, everybody. Just give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Lisa, plug some of your stuff. Tell them why they should subscribe to your Patreon.
My Patreon, it's videos like this with friends, chats, and then I try to make videos, and I'm new at it, but I use a selfie stick. I have one where I'm really bad at accents. I tried to cook. It's just like videos and chats.
All right, sweet.
And some old home movies. And I have a really good PowerPoint I want to put on there.
Old PowerPoint of, you know what is cool? Do you have any highlights of when you played football?
Oh.
Oh, damn, that's too bad. Everyone, Liza was still a feminist, but you were a feminist in like 6th or 7th grade, and you went out for the boys football team.
Yeah, in 8th grade,
I don't like
played on the all boys football team.
And they were like dicks, didn't they? Like try to hurt you?
Yeah, but I didn't understand the game, and I was there for not the sport reason, but to prove a point. And it was just like no one explained the rules to me, and I just couldn't understand it. But I tried hard, but they hated me, and I got the shit beat out of me all the time. And then at the banquet, I got most inspirational, which is embarrassing.
I understand why it's embarrassing, but when you accepted the award, did you realize it was embarrassing, or were you like, "Fuck yeah, I got an award"?
No, I think I hated it, and looking back, my outfit was bad. No one wanted me there. I just was bruised up.
I still respect the hell out of you for doing it, though. When you have a sitcom about your life, it's going to be an episode.
I quit volleyball to do that, and I wonder if I should have just stuck with volleyball. Maybe my whole life could have been different.
Could have been. Maybe you wouldn't become a comedian. Maybe that's when it started to get in your brain of seeing the world in a different light.
Maybe.
All right, here we go. If you claim that Britney Spears isn't front of mind, some of these websites you go to, this is goat.com/entertainment. I don't know what goat.com is, but it's probably one of those like knockoff BuzzFeeds. They have just littered with spelling errors. Anyhow, at least 80% of your day you'd be lying to yourself if you don't think she's in right of mind or whatever. Or front of mind, maybe that's a fucking English term. Maybe,
Maybe
how like
they're being a dick.
Who, me or they are?
They are.
I don't know why. It's just a weird turn of phrase. Just because someone
is not fully right of mind doesn't mean someone should fully control them and take advantage of them, or I don't know.
I 100% agree with you. It's just a weird turn of phrase. Look, I'm reading this correctly. If you claim that Britney Spears isn't front of mind, I've just never heard someone say front of mind before. Right of mind, I've heard. Anyhow, throwback to when Britney Spears claimed that she was fat. Okay, who gives a fuck about that? I want the yellow shirt thing.
Do you believe the Wayfair?
The what fair?
The furniture selling children?
I did until our good friend Marty DeRosa. So everyone, let me give a backstory to some people. I hit the mic thing. I hate when I do that. Wayfair, everyone, Wayfair, they ship furniture, a lot of cheap furniture. There's a big thing about them because they had some furniture, their cabinets that were like 15 grand or some insane price. It's code for them like smuggling human beings. But they were also
like the furniture was named after missing children. The codes matched up to missing kids in a database. Like there was more to it.
Really?
Or it's photoshopped on the internet and I'm a fool.
I don't know. They're just
but also Wayfair makes furniture for ICE. But ICE doesn't have any furniture in the detention centers. Like these people are sleeping on the floor, and all these ICE kids have disappeared into human sex trafficking, and like they've lost track of all these kids. So they have a contract with ICE, and ICE has lost kids, and Wayfair is selling children.
Everything going on the border is fucking insane to me. When I first, obviously, like when the stories were first breaking, I was like, this is terrible. I then had a friend said, well, they've been doing this practice for a while where they separate at first, not to the extent that it's kind of cruel and they're not like, giving kids water, which is so fucked up, because that was a way people would smuggle you in. That was like a whole thing where, they'd say we're a family when they weren't a fucking family. And so that's why they would kind of separate to be like, hey, is this really your fucking dad? Like, let us know, kid, you're safe here. And that's what they would do. And then obviously it's become like the most despicable shit in the world because kids are dying in custody. Film crews have gone down there and the conditions are pretty piss poor. It's just a sad thing. And I don't want to hear any of this shit. Like, Nicole's gotten really into like some of these podcasts, and Nicole's my wife, everyone, and she'll start to talk about this stuff, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to hear it. I don't want to hear about this pedophile shit.
My dad pulled a Kilgallon.
What did he do?
Lost his wedding ring.
How? Did he punch someone?
I don't know. He doesn't know.
I mean, I'm on number 3. The second one I just left on a park bench after playing a game of softball. I took it off for softball because I played a softball game when I was like 19, and a guy was like probably like 40. He had his wedding ring on when he slid into home, which I don't know why you'd slide head first, but he broke his finger. So like someone's like, they're gonna have to do like some weird thing to rip that ring off because it fucks you up even more. You're not supposed to wear jewelry if you break a finger. It's bad.
All right.
It's bad altogether. I got this though. So back onto the whole fucked up pedophile world we're living in. Yeah, sorry, this isn't a comedy one today, but it's interesting nonetheless. A friend of ours, Mike Breinstein, sent a photo.
Wait, you said, why did Marty debunk the Wayfair?
Oh, he did it as a joke. He tweeted saying that they can't even send all the screws to a fucking dresser. I doubt they're successfully shipping children. Which I thought that was kind of funny, though, because anyone who's ever ordered from these sites, there's always something where you're like, motherfucker, really? I'm a screw short. We ordered a bookcase that was missing like 2 things once, so I related to it. I don't know, though. There's just, again, there's so much shit going on in the internet. Everyone's home more now, so I think it's just fucking with our brains more. And I think there's some people who are just enjoying doing this shit. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. But it definitely feels that way. But anyway, Mike Breinstein sent a photo. There's an old photo of JonBenet Ramsey where in the background is a woman who looks strikingly like that. What's her name? Something Maxwell.
I call her Griselda.
Griselda Maxwell. I can't even pronounce her name.
Gwendolyn, I've been calling
Gwendolyn Maxwell, who how evil are you? You just want to be able to go to red carpet parties, so you turn a blind eye to these people banging 12-year-olds at an island?
I don't think she just turned a blind eye. I think
she was
Epstein's helper. I think she molested the people with him, and I think she got young girls to him. I don't think she's a passive. I think she's active.
See, there is a book called The Psychopath Test by an author named John Ronson. It's really good. He wrote The Men Who Stare at Goats, which was turned into a movie starring George Clooney. He also wrote a book called So You've Been Publicly Shamed, where it talks about like, mob culture.
That's the same guy. What a career.
Yeah, he's a wide range of topics. Really cool. He responded to me on Twitter once, so I felt cool. His books are great. In The Psychopath Test, he talks about how there is an insane percentage of billionaires that check off all the, you're a sociopath. You don't have empathy, you have this grandiose sense of self and all this kind of shit. And a lot of that factors into these pedophile type people because it's a mindset of power and that kind of thing. And why billionaires? And I think there is something to having a little bit something off with your brain to become a billionaire. And that guy Tom who started MySpace was trending today, and he was used as an example because he sold his stake of MySpace for like $500 million so he could just retire young and be chilled out. He never sold data. He never was obsessed with trying to make people jump through hoops. He wasn't trying to influence elections. He wasn't trying to wield any kind of power. He'd even take interviews. He didn't, obviously he made himself automatically everyone's first friend on MySpace. He was just that guy where it's like, hey, here's me in front of a dry erase board. He's a dude that could have stuck around and made way more money. And a lot of people were like, why didn't you go into another thing? And he was like, because I have enough. I have more than enough. I have enough for several lifetimes. I think there is something insane to some billionaires because they're just, if you hit $100 million, you'd be happy. All these people, they hit $1 billion and they're like, I got to keep going. I got to get to 50 billion.
No,
I got to get to 100 billion.
It's been anyone that believes in billionaires is a fucking nutball, an idiot.
There's only 2 billionaires I could think of, and I'm sure there might be a few more, where I'm like, I don't think they're insane. I think they just...
You are evil.
Larry David is going to become a billionaire soon.
If billionaires were good people, they would just pay everyone's rent. They would make sure people weren't evicted this year. You know what I mean? Like, if billionaires were good, our problems would be more solved. Because if you had all that, you would be helping people. The fact that they won't proves that there are no good billionaires.
Yeah, there's no Iron Man or Batman. But I definitely don't think... I think we think of so many billionaires as these, like, Jeff Bezos types.
They don't pay taxes.
But what if Mariah Carey will become a billionaire at some point? Is she evil?
I'm sure she gives away a lot of money.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. That's why you can't say... I don't like generalizing in any sense of it. I just don't. Jay-Z and Beyonce will be billionaires eventually.
I would include Oprah in that, and even if
I wouldn't include Oprah. Paul McCartney is a billionaire off of the Beatles' royalties. He didn't... Here's my thing. The billionaires who exploit people.
Making sure
he donates to a lot of charities.
It's not about that. It's just like... But he's also not American. I'm just saying anyone that's here. If you were a good billionaire and you saw what was happening in the world, why wouldn't you just throw a couple $100 million and pay for everyone's rent for the year? Why not?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
you would still be the richest person in the world, and then we would all like you. Like, why aren't you paying your employees a living wage and giving them health care and making sure they don't get sick? Like, you are evil.
That's why I brought up Larry David and Paul McCartney, because the billionaires who didn't exploit. I
don't want to.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. Well, when people hear billionaire, they just throw on all billionaires. I like to be clear. The thing is that anyone who, to become a billionaire, in which this point isn't emphasized enough, to become a billionaire, you usually have to exploit somebody. Even Michael Jordan got billions off of shoes that were made by 4-year-olds in China, right? So pretty much every billionaire exploits. But I have the type of brain, and where I'm sure a lot of people in our world do, where when I hear something, I go, well, there has to be someone who made $1 billion that didn't do that. Pop that bubble gum, girl.
Well, J.K. Rowling was the first billionaire to lose her status because she gave away so much money to charity. But now people do really hate her for her opinions, and they're bad.
Yeah, she really hates trans people, apparently, huh?
I
don't know what her opinions are. I don't follow her on Twitter. I've never read one of her books. I've never even seen the movies. I've seen parts of the movie on TNT.
Me neither, dude.
Don't give a fuck.
Can you believe that we found each other?
We're both Virgos.
Oh my god, I forget that we're Virgos, bro. I have to send you the zodiac accounts I follow. I really like them.
I see you Instagram stories, some of them, and they're pretty fun. But dude,
you know how there was a Find Richard Simmons podcast, and then he was like, I'm chill, and then we don't know if he was chill or not. Where's Richard Simmons? And we stopped caring. Like, what's going to happen with Britney?
Well, that's why this hashtag is good. I don't remember a Free Richard Simmons hashtag, but I do remember.
It was like the number one podcast in America at a certain point. Come here, Bailey.
What happened with him, though? Does anyone know? Let's see this doggy.
Not your butt. Not your butt.
What kind of dog is this? Like an Airedale or something?
It's like a poodle mixed with a Cavalier or something.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a good-looking dog, though.
He's really cute and sweet,
except you had to, before the podcast started, I'm gonna out you. Liza told me that she had to get shit out of the dog's butt hair. When they got that curly hair like that around the butthole and they got a wide poop.
Than you can imagine.
I doubt that.
I had to wet it with the shower hose because it just wouldn't come out. The scissors weren't sharp. It was just so fucked. And then I had like wipes, gloves, and scissors. And then I had to take him for another walk and do all of that outside too. It was just not for me. But this happened with another dog I looked after. I gave him dog ice cream to be a cool aunt, and then he diarrheaed everywhere, shat in the house, could not live. And it's like, I don't know why these dogs do this to me. It's like to test my love. Like, I don't get it.
I remember one time, what did I give Holly?
And dog sitting is sad because they're sad. They miss their family.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, I mean, as long as they're getting treats, they're happy. That's the thing about dogs. They won't bite the hand that feeds them. Like whenever my dad comes over, my dad is like a drug dealer when it comes to sugar for my sons. He'll come over, and obviously my 1-year-old's not eating the stuff that the 3-year-old eats, but he always comes over with a box of honey buns or cupcakes, Little Debbie. My son was 1.5, my eldest, and he could say the words Little Debbie because my dad would be like, "This is Little Debbie," and he'd point to her in a box when he was like a little kid. And
I love
all the time.
Little Debbie. I miss her. Give me a strawberry shortcake Little Debbie right now.
I haven't seen those in forever, but honey buns are still selling. Little Debbie still has her own little section in the aisle. It's next to Hostess. I think it's better than Hostess in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Hostess fucked up. They went away for a little bit, and then they came
And I
back.
like Entenmann's more too than Hostess.
Entenmann's, that's for people with some money.
Oh, is it?
For Entenmann's is more expensive than Hostess or Little Debbie.
Oh, like little ones. I get it. Yeah, you're right.
So there you go. But
I was just recently buying. Our friend Mike Joyce likes the little chocolate donuts.
what happened in the background there? Did your dog just break something?
He just like shook.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
The Entenmann chocolate donuts are great. Yeah.
But so I grabbed the Hostess, and then I went, no, he likes the Entenmann. So that's why I thought they were on par. But you're right, they don't have the like Nutter Butter quick snack.
Well, Little Debbie was the Nutter Butters are great. Little Debbie was always like the cheapest of those three. Like Entenmann's is a little higher class in my world.
Nutty Buddy? No, Nutter Butter is something else.
Nutter Butter was like a type of cookies. Yeah, you're thinking of a nutty bar. It's a nutty bar. It's a nutty bar. Those are good because it's a twin pack. I liked anything that came in twos. That's why I liked Ho-Hos. They came in twos.
I never was a Ho-Ho or the snack cake with the white. But the Hostess used to have those best commercials. You remember, like, it was a woman in a black bathing suit with the white line, like the frosting of a cupcake, and a shark popped her up and she flew, and he's like, hey, where's the cream filling?
Oh, hell yeah. Those were fucking awesome.
And the Twinkie, there's a Twinkie one, but it's like a trailer.
Twinkies are amazing. I haven't had a Twinkie in a long time, though. I'm getting old, though. I can't be pounding my face with these as much as I used to.
No. I mean, I'm definitely emotional eating lately, for sure.
Are you not handling the quarantine well these days?
I was doing good. I was Thai-boing and doing good and cooking for a while, and then I've definitely lost it in the past couple months.
Time has definitely gone by. I can't believe it's July.
I'll find a way to like bounce back up, and I'm like doing fine, I feel like, but shit's just not my favorite. Like most people.
I know. So you were living in LA, and from what I've gathered from Twitter, my Twitter feed, I'm off of Facebook. I deactivated it, but then I reactivated it because I had to like look up some pictures and stuff. But I don't go on it anymore. And Twitter is, I've got some LA friends, I've got Chicago friends, New York, and then people, scattered about the rest of the planet, really. And LA, you guys seem to be the most angered by people not wearing masks, by people not social distancing. There seems to be the most anger, which leads me to believe that no one in LA is following any kind of CDC guidelines or WHO guidelines of how to handle the coronavirus.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. So...
Yeah, I imagine you'd be good, but it's weird because Chicago, like Illinois as a whole, was one of the few states that was like going down. We were like going down when everyone else was skyrocketing. I think now we maybe have had a little bit of an uptick slightly. But again, that's because states around us aren't doing shit and then they drive through us. And that's the problem. Like, you can't have 50 states with 50 different rules.
We can't also talk about COVID right now. It's just like...
Too depressing for you?
Kids are going to die. Are they going to go to school? Teachers strike. I mean, we are living in the most, not the most unprecedented, but... I just can't believe you read about these terrible moments and then to be like, oh, I'm living in the terrible moment. Am I going to bird box out of here? Like, how will my end? Is there a war? What will happen? Will there be a depression? Are 24 million people going to lose their homes by September and rent and get evicted?
I think that's the biggest fuck up of this whole thing was that they didn't do like a mortgage and rent freeze immediately. How did they not do that?
They don't give a shit. What do you mean? They don't give a shit.
Fucking stupid.
They want us dead.
Of course, I know, because the politicians work for the banks, and because the only people that hurt with the banks. You do a big timeout. You do a fucking freeze on all of this shit, and then you tell the banks, "Hey, you'll get your money once shit starts up again."
Let us get bailed out, you fucking assholes.
I know they're really. It's hard to respect the banking industry. Not that you ever really could at any point. I don't know. I've got some friends who work in finance. I got a cousin. I love him to death, but there's just aspects of it where I'm like, how the fuck do you guys sleep at night?
I mean, we found out like someone's husband works at Halliburton, and it's like, oh, okay. Like it's different. We have a friend who their friend's husband worked at ICE, and she was like, yeah, we're not going to stay with you anymore or be your friend.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend who was Mexican. His parents were from Mexico, and he worked Border Patrol. He only did it for like 18 months, and this was like 2009 or something like that, so it wasn't like the times we're living in now. But I remember just being like, dude, you're fucking Mexican. It could be a second cousin you could be thrown in jail or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's a job. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to like think positively more and be like surrounding myself with more positive shit without turning a blind eye to the world. Because you don't want to be some fucking
What
moron.
I'm really focused on is like little moments of goodness and savoring these simple, sweet moments and doing like tiny, nice things. Waving more, saying thank you, letting a car in, just like constant good behaviors to make everyone's time easier since it's so hard.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's like the only way to make it manageable for me because it seems so big. The problems are giant in every direction.
I had a guy who he was only getting like a 6-pack. He was getting a 6-pack of Coca-Cola, which I've never seen anyone buy a 6-pack of Coca-Cola before. It just seemed weird to me. Anyway, that was his only purchase. And I'm like, that's all you got? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, cut in front of me. So I let him cut in front of me, which was nice. But 5 minutes before that, I was at an Aldi, and they only had like fucking one register open. It was a long line. And this guy like grabbed something, and he thought like he was going to get right behind it. And then he looked and saw how long the line was. He's like, fuck. And part of me wanted to be like, dude, go for it, man. I'll let you cut, He was a black guy. And part of me thought if I just was like, yeah, he might think, are you only letting me cut because I'm black? Are you like one of those dudes? And I wanted to be like, well, if you were white, I probably wouldn't let you cut, if I'm being completely honest. But it was a black guy, so I'm like, fucking get out of here, dude. I just felt like that would be my way of doing a good thing. But then in a sense, what if he would have been insulted by that? What if he would have been like, what, you don't think I could fucking wait in line like everyone else? And then it's just kind of like...
Was he in line, grabbed a thing, and...
No.
Wait,
he came into the store, grabbed like one thing, and then saw how long the line was and was like, fuck this. And then put the thing back and left the store.
That's also different than someone behind you and you saying go ahead versus making a decision for all these other people to let somebody budge.
Yeah, that's true. Because then everyone behind me would have been like, fuck, man, come on, I got somewhere to go.
Yeah, but if it's only affecting you, you can do that.
Yeah, that's like
the level. But if someone's late at the airport, you have to let them through. Like,
oh, definitely.
Like, let me go. Like, everyone just move and let this person go.
I had it where I
made
it.
I having to ask over and over where it's like, please, can I? It's like humiliating. It's like, I hate that moment.
What's the latest you've ever been? What's like the latest you've ever been?
I mean, I've missed flights.
I've never missed, thank God.
I've missed, so I've been later than the flight.
Okay, well then you win on that one.
My latest was, I don't know why, but I woke up on Prashant Venkataraman John's couch.
Way to pronounce the entire name right, too.
Thank you. I did it on purpose. It
is
a show off.
Like
it's a flex. It's a flex. But I woke up later than the flight was taking off. And it's not like I partied or did drugs or like anything like that. I don't know what happened.
But you not set your phone alarm?
No clue. No clue what happened, but I went and they put me on another flight and it was fine. And then the other one, the thing is, Mateo and I used to go on the road together all the time, Mateo Lane. And we would fight a lot. We fight a lot. We're different. And so because I yell at him all the time, I was running late for this flight, but he didn't want to bother me. And then he called me. He's like, I'm on this flight. Where are you? And I was in my bed, not packed. And so then I was late to New Orleans, and we were doing a show for college kids about failure and not letting failure define you and like moving past it. And
you fucking failed to get there.
Not only that, we failed the thing. Like, no one knew who we were, and we didn't get an intro with our credits. So we had to like prove to them that we were good role models to listen to. When they were there to watch their friends sing a cappella. It was a nightmare. It was so bad. And then there's another one where I woke up like packed, hungover, puked on myself to LA from New York for sure. And then everyone on Instagram saw me because I was Instagramming what a party night I had, and then everyone saw the next morning the horror of my journey. So I guess I've had one time I missed the flight. Oh, the Mateo flight I missed. The next flight I was in a car and it was tight on time, and the driver went, I've never seen someone make the same mistake twice in one day. It's like, you fucker.
It's pretty bad when a driver has the confidence to be like, I'm going to fucking say it and insult the passenger. That's
I can't
hilarious,
believe I just went on a roll. But I've definitely made it under the wire. But now that I'm a TSA pre-check, I'm like a very good flyer. That's not really an issue for me.
I've never missed a flight, thank God. I can't imagine how bad I would feel because I've got a temper as it is. But I did have it where I was the last one on, and they were about to Home Alone shut the door, where they're like, you're fucked. and because I came running up, and I just got in under the nick of time, and I got on the flight, and I sat down, and I put my head. I had a window seat, luckily, and I put my head in the window, and it was cold, which was like perfect because I was so hungover. Like I had been throwing up the whole morning, and I think that's why I was running late. I kept just being like, I got time, I got time, I got time, and then I remember having my head in the window, and the flight attendant was like, "Rough one, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna be." I told her I'm gonna be fighting demons on this flight, and then she's like, "You give me a look. I'll check on you periodically, and if you give me that look, I will do my best to get you water, an extra bag, whatever it takes." And the whole time, the guy next to me is just like, I saw him looking back, like, is there somewhere else I could fucking sit? Because I was like ninth row. I was in a pretty good spot to get in on the flight.
I had one of those where I felt bad for the person next to me. I was like going off of a Papa Roach cruise Molly bender, and I was just like barely any sleep. And
wait, you were on the Papa Roach cruise, the band Papa Roach?
Yeah, but I was doing comedy.
Oh, I didn't know Papa Roach even had a cruise.
Yeah, it's called Shiprock, so there's like a lot of bands that are in it.
Okay, by the way, don't just gloss over that like that's like a thing people know about.
Seven Dust was there, the drummer from Hoobastank, like young bands. Yeah, it was wild. Alter Bridge, Breaking Benjamin.
Don't know these people, but go ahead.
But I got to play Family Feud on Papa Roach's team, and I single-handedly won victory against Seven Dust. Like I have a medal, and I carried that team. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
But the woman next to me was mask, gloves, everything, because she had liver transplant, or like she had organs. And so she was just so careful already and nervous and wiping stuff down. And then to be next to my coughing Molly, I felt bad for her.
I felt bad for a passenger flying back from partying with you the night before, the night the Chicago Cubs won their first World Series in 108 years, which everyone knows I've got a lot of Cubs stuff behind me. You came in clutch too, because I did a show stupidly. I partied at Community Chanot in New York, and then I went to a bar in Manhattan to meet up with some of our friends, Tommy McNamara, Tom Takar, and then met up with you, and you were like, I've got you. I think you had some shows like The Cellar or something. You came through with like, I think you had 40s. I think we drank 40s, and we went up on top of your rooftop, which I didn't even know you had access to. We you had weed, good stuff. And lots of peanut M&Ms, I recall.
The only thing I fucked up on is I only bought one bag of chips, I think, and too many sweet treats. And if I could take it back, I'd get one more salty. If not two more.
There was Starburst, if I recall. There's some really good sweet
I wouldn't buy
Gushers.
Starburst.
You're not a Starburst fan?
I would never buy Starburst, but if I get them, I'll have them.
Okay, but yeah, it was awesome being on the rooftop. It was like one of the best nights of my life.
It was very cool.
Besides children being born and getting married. And it might edge out the marriage. She knows that too. I've been a Cubs fan longer than anything else. And the next morning though, but I remember thinking we partied till almost like 5, and my flight was at like 8, so I didn't go to sleep. You then passed out, and I just kind of like stayed up in your living room. And was like, all right, I'm taking off. Get an Uber, and I'm flying out of Newark, so it's probably a good almost an hour of a ride from your place in Brooklyn. Anyway, that was the best flight I could get. And my whole trip there was last minute anyway. I was in New York for like less than 2 days, I think. I think I got in like Monday evening. No, was it?
Was it an opportunity or something?
Yes, yeah. I had an interview with Bleacher Report.
Got it.
They loved my writing packet,
why
but
would
then
you
didn't hire
leave
me.
Chicago, you know?
Oh, well, I was in LA.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but this November...
real quick, let me finish though. I'm sorry. Hold that thought. This November though. I fell asleep the whole Uber ride. The guy did wake me up when we got there. I was on plenty of time. I finally got to hear the radio call of the Cubs win the World Series, and I love the Cubs radio announcer, Pat Hughes. Cried, brought tears to my eyes. I'm still wearing all the Cubs stuff from the night before. Didn't shower. Just stunk of booze, weed, cigarettes, everything possible.
Did they win at home or away?
They won away in Cleveland. Yeah. And I had a window seat. No, I had a middle seat, which is like the worst when you didn't shower and you just know you smell like a fucking booze bag. And I'm sure women have this too, but every man I know always talks about the prayer of sitting next to a random hot person on a plane. Because you want to sit next to a hot person. You never know if it goes down. And also, like, it just, you want to. And I remember, I've never in my life have I had that. I always end up sitting next to the ugliest human beings you can imagine, male or female, or they or them or whatever, you know. And I'm sitting in the middle, and of course, this woman's like a fucking 10. And I'm like, great. I don't say a word to her the whole thing. Plane lands and in LA, and I stand up and people around me were like, "Hey, congratulations!" And they're like, "Yeah, Cubbies." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Like the whole plane is like cheering and stuff like that. And then she goes, "Yeah, that was great." It's like she even watched it. I go, "Oh, thanks." And then I told her, I go, "By the way, I'm sorry. That cannot have been a fun flight for you." And she was just like, "What?" I'm like, "I have to smell god awful. I drank everything last night. There's no way that I'm very sorry." And she's like, "You smell fine. I didn't smell, and I have a good sense of smell." And I'm like, "Are you really being nice? Because we're never gonna see each other ever again." I was like, "Are you fucking with me? There's no way I smell good." She said I smelled fine. So maybe the victory overcame any kind of toxins that would pollute the air around me. Maybe there was some sort of, what is it, like, I don't know, like pheromones from happiness that were released.
Oh my God, my laptop's at 8%.
Oh, it is? All right. Well, everybody, listen. I want to hold Liza for a little bonus.
But I fainted. No, I'm gonna go plug it in.
I'll plug it in, and then tell me the thing about November. You fainted on a flight.
Yeah.
Didn't you also have a flight where you like flirted with a guy and then later ended up hooking up with him?
I did.
Because that's pretty.
And then I met your wife at the beach. Yeah, he was a cello player.
Cello?
Yeah, he was like a really cool cello player.
It's a cool instrument. Underrated, the cello.
Cello. Yeah, he was hot, cool. But
Nirvana used the cello.
I also was on the flight recently from LA to Chicago that got grounded in like New Mexico or Arizona because a guy was spitting on people, hitting people, and harassing the flight attendants.
Why was he doing that? Was he just drugged up?
Yeah, he looked like a hippie, drugged up Burning Man type kid. Like, dad pays your rent, though.
Those are the fucking worst. I hate these people that act like they're all underground and they're like sticking it to the man, but then they don't actually have to work for anything because mommy and daddy pay it.
Yeah, and then, but November 7th, I had to fly from like Edmonton to LA, do one thing, and then fly the next morning at 5 a.m. And it was just too much. And I woke up with my face on the seat and my knees on the ground. And people yelling, "She's down, she's down."
This was on the flight? You passed out on the flight?
Yeah, I was just like, no food, no water, no drinks, no sleep, and took a pill. And I don't think it just was. And so I was like hot and weird, and I got up and then I collapsed.
Oh my God. What kind of pill?
I fly so much. I feel like a stereotypical comedian. I have so many flight tales, I've also masturbated in the seat.
Whoa, hold the fuck on. Well,
Yeah.
I really want to get to that. 2 questions, because that's fascinating as hell. Because I came across a porn once where it showed like, and it looked like a real fucking airplane where they were like, the girl was jerking them off, and I'm thinking, is this like a fake set? Like, these porn companies, you got to imagine Brazzers has some decent sets now, right? They go to a studio and actually film some of this stuff, or maybe they're just renting houses in the hills to shoot all their porns. I don't know. Anyhow, and also Liza's, by the way, very good to porn stars. She actually pays for her porn because
not anymore with this recession.
Damn, that's true. These porn stars maybe. Well, hopefully they're OnlyFans.
I also miss my site.
What was your website?
Kink. I miss it.
Well, hopefully things turn around and everyone supports the damn Patreon you got going on there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking it down because it was distracting. It was up for a while. So, number one, I know we're being hacky comedians talking about flights and stuff like that, but it's interesting to me. What pills do you take? Do you have to take some? Because I know a lot of people have to be drunk before they get on a plane or they get to be
sometimes
high.
I'm like sober. Sometimes I want to drink. I've been cut off once. Yeah, it all depends. I usually am eating gummies. If it's like to Australia, I'm going to take a Xanax. If it's New York to LA and I have to sleep, I'll take like melatonin or Xanax or weed or gummies.
Gummies are my favorite. That was a game changer for me. A 10 milligram little piece of weed chocolate is the one I would go to. From like LA to New York or even just LA to Chicago was perfect. The key is to take it right before you enter the airport. And I remember right when I was hitting the line to get on the flight, that's when it was like, and then totally just fell asleep. I remember I felt like it was a red-eye flight. I remember just kind of like doing one of these, when your like head starts to fall a little bit. I did that, and then kind of like brought my head back up, closed my eyes again, lifted my head up, and then I was like, we are now descending to O'Hare Airport. I'm like, the fuck? It felt like a 2-minute flight. It was the best. Now, let's forget all that. You said that you once masturbated on a plane.
Yeah, Australia to the United States.
How long is that flight?
26 or 22 or 20, I don't know.
And not look, we're good friends. We've known each other a long ass time.
Yeah.
Not and sorry, this is just such a cool thing to me. So
Yeah,
forgive me if I sound overly zealous or overly excited.
I had just like the night before confessed to my crush that I liked them, and then we hooked up, and then I went to the airport. Oh no, that's not true, because then I went to Sydney. But whatever, we had just started chatting, and like shit was just hot, and so I had like hot texts and stuff.
So it just totally came over you, huh?
And
You're like, I got it.
and then it was business class, and the seat next to me was empty, and it was just like dead zone, everyone's sleeping, dark, and I had like I felt like a couch, like a love seat amount of space. It was giant.
Now, were you going off imagination or do you have internet access?
I didn't have internet access.
So imagination.
Well, the texts.
Oh, you guys were texting back and forth.
Well, no, I had texts
Oh, I see.
from earlier.
I see. See, that the female brain's pretty powerful because I would need more than just reading words. You know, I would. Also, that's an advantage that women have, though. I feel like a woman could get away with doing that on a plane easier than a man could.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I got away with it. No, it's still like criminal and probably bad. If some like, I was actually on my balcony recently, and a guy like drove by his truck and stared at me and like jerked off, and I was like, "That's so weird."
Was he like faking it, or did you actually see?
No, I saw the dick. And actually, Ryan Dalton, our friend, was like visiting me, and he was talking to me down below on the balcony, and I was like, "Whoa, that guy's been jerking off."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people are, what's it called? Voyeur or whatever. You just like, you get off on people watching you.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
All right, Dr. Ruth.
Real quick, if the stewardess would have been like, do you need anything? And then she was like implying like, I'll help you. Would you have been like, what kind of fucking airline is this? Would you have been like,
oh, I thought I was going to get in trouble. I mean, I don't know. I think I would have been embarrassed if someone stopped me or found out.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't have added to the thrill. Obviously, you would have stopped.
No, yeah, I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I mean, you had a blanket over yourself, clearly.
Yeah.
You were wearing a skirt?
I don't remember. I don't know. I would never fly in a skirt.
Yeah, that's weird. So what were you wearing? Sweatpants?
Sweatpants.
Sweatpants is easy access. You couldn't do it in tight jeans.
No, sweatpants or leggings. I'm flying. Yeah, that's what I would wear.
Yeah, I mean, as a guy, you couldn't just getting the hand in and then going up and down. It'd be seen. You'd be dead. That would be a huge
for sure.
That would be, and anyone else around you would have known because the seat would be going back and forth.
I did have an Ambien one flight to Australia once, and that was awesome.
Well, what pill did you take when you fainted and they had to like?
I don't know.
You don't even remember?
No, my friend was like, "This will help you chill out and fall asleep," and I went, "Great."
I feel like you're too trusting of your friends when it comes to taking pills.
No, I mean, this friend now gave me Xanax for this time in my life. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's interesting. I don't know. I have some friends I worry about when it comes to drugs, and you're not one of them. You're not one of them, but I definitely feel like you'd be like, take this.
I've taken Xanax like under 15 times in my life. And
what is Xanax? I thought, isn't Xanax for like depression?
It's anti-anxiety, but if you don't have anxiety, like for me, I just like fall asleep.
I don't know. Yeah, I like how we started this about Britney and we came on to this. This has been a good, well-rounded. I know, but I like that though. That's what I like about, the concept of my podcast. I created a podcast in which I don't have to commit to any one topic. It's perfect. It's perfect for me. But I do want to end the podcast here, everybody. Sorry to have to do that, but I want to get Liza for a little bonus thing that's going to be on both of our Patreons. Support hers or support mine. It doesn't matter. It's Liza and I are going to play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. Sorry, maybe we'll do one round for people watching live right now, and then we'll do.
Make them pay for it.
Yeah, right. That's just a tease. So what I do, everyone, is I reach into this big box of DVDs I have. I pull out a DVD. Look which one I pulled out randomly. Ted. And then, what's another one I can pull out? Inglourious Bastards. And then, this one is a screener, Can You Forgive Me, with Melissa McCarthy. I think she's a writer that steals people's works or something like that. So what I would do then is be like, you have to fuck, marry, kill Brad Pitt, Mark Wahlberg, Melissa McCarthy. But it doesn't always have to be the star. I could choose whoever I want.
No, I'll do this one. I can't wait for the Patreon. I'm answering.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm gonna kill Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
If you get Mila
Kunis,
it would have been different.
Mila Kunis, underrated.
I'm gonna
underrated. You know, earlier
Brad
to hold you
Pitt.
up, you got to bang Brad. I thought you'd marry Brad Pitt.
And I'm gonna marry Melissa. She'll be fun.
I could see that marrying because you know you guys could have like an open marriage where you guys could bang other people and it's still like a partnership.
Yeah, she'd be with her husband. I mean, the thing is, Mark Wahlberg, if he wasn't religious and woke up at 3 a.m. and committed a hate crime, like maybe I would fuck him, but I just don't like him.
Yeah, everyone, if you don't know, Mark Wahlberg committed a hate crime when he was like, what, 18, 19? He towards an Asian grocery store.
And like, I just don't like super Christians that work out at 3 a.m.
Every day at 3 a.m. The Rock is like that,
But
though.
if you pick Mila Kunis,
I can see you liking her because she's Ukrainian like you, right?
I would fuck her, marry Brad Pitt, and kill Melissa.
Easily.
Yeah, that's what would have to happen.
Mila Kunis is one of my favorite. Her in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Mwah, like top choice. So hot. Funny. Like sexy. She just like she had everything in that movie. You know, earlier we were talking about like when I had Britney Spears stickers in my locker, the senior guys were like, fuck yeah, this guy's cool. And comparing it to like someone who orders cool food at a restaurant. Mila Kunis is the one where if you said to someone who's your celebrity crush, they drop a Mila Kunis, you go, this person's cool as fuck. Because they don't go with an obvious. Mila Kunis isn't an obvious. If you polled men from the ages of 18 to 35, she's probably not in a lot of people's top fives, but the people whose top five she's in, you're like, this person's cool as fuck, you know?
Yeah, she's hot, and Ashton's a good person, and...
He is a good person, and people, I feel like, unfairly hated him for a stretch.
Yeah, it's okay. And then he saved a bunch... I hate that my foot's just, like, a limb.
I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. All right, we're gonna play the game. We're gonna play 1 or 2 rounds of it on the Patreon, everybody, and it'll get fun because you never know which I'm gonna pick. She might have to kill someone she loves.
I love this game.
She might have to bang someone she hates.
We're
gonna see. All right, I'm gonna sign off the broadcast. Thanks for everyone checking out the YouTube. My comedy albums are on YouTube as well, so check them out. Thanks for supporting the podcast, everyone. Cheers. End broadcast.